course, you know what kinds of coffee there is in Mexico? We have Marago. This is from the Arabica side of. We got the Arabica, and then you got the Robusta. The Robusta is more stronger because it has more caffeine to it. So if you order Robusta, this will be a stronger coffee and more caffeine. So of course that is not good for the heart. And of course, when you have the Marago, that's one of the best coffees in Mexico, not only in Mexico, but in the whole world, okay? And of course, you got, I could say Folgers, but I'm not telling you what kind of coffee it is, but it's taken from Mexico, the coffee, Folgers. Okay, and then we have the Altura, that's another kind, variety. And then we have Caracolillo, that's like a worm, a snail. This is peacock. It's called Caracolillo. And then we have the Prima, the Prime Watch, that's Prima Lavado. That's a form of another coffee type, like Típica. Típica is versus Bourbon. Though both are good, they're okay, but the Típica somehow sells more commercial. Then you have the Oro Verde, that's green gold, and then you got decaf, of course. Decaf, actually they get the decaf by getting the grain in the sun, so these will become dry, and that is why they take the decaf from the green bean, actually. And of course there are so many coffees. We got from Jamaica, we got from Guatemala, we got from Brazil, we got the Terry States. Actually, that is why they have a green, actually, it's not a green, it's a yellow cherry. The cherry is not a regular cherry. We call it cherry because they are ripe enough, like red. Red cherry is when they start to work on the coffee. But it's not the regular cherry, but we call them cherries. All are cherries, and they pick up like picking tomatoes. They are here picked by the indigenos, the Indians, actually, Mexican Indians. And the higher the altitude for the coffee will be the best coffee, because you don't have any commitments on pesticides or fertilizers or anything, chemicals. It's just by itself. It's just the coffee by itself, and they got some shade from other plants. So this is the right stuff for the coffee. And we can get you coffee. Could be by the kilo. They come in a bag. 1 kilo is 2 pounds. They got a half kilo. That's about 16 ounces. That will be about 484 grams. And we can supply by the kilo, by medio kilo. That's half. You know, we got the actually the pound will be 1 pound is 2.2, and half a pound will be 1.1. Okay, so that's the difference. In Mexico you got kilos, in the United States you got pounds. Mostly you get the prices there in the United States by pounds. Of course they will give you less. That's 16 ounces. We sell by the kilo here in Mexico. And of course, what else can I tell you? Well, of course everybody will drink coffee. Whoever doesn't drink, actually, but it's a minority. But we have the majority of people in the morning with donuts, with this and that, pastries. Then you got your coffee.
Where do you deliver? Where do you deliver? Where do you deliver? In Mexico?
Okay, we can deliver it to Laredo, Texas, through the port of Veracruz, New York, port of Los Angeles, through San Pedro, you know, there. And we can get you anywhere in the United States. And of course, it's overseas. You have to buy the container or whatever. You have to trust us actually, because no container will be out of Mexico without for you having paid for the goods. So if you wanna, this is a substantial amount, like 150,000, 180,000, or you can buy 1 ton, 2 tons, 3 tons, 5 tons, and the container comes for, could be 17 tons, 17.5 actually, and you will have about 250 sacks or costales, we call costales. That's a jute bags. That's 250. If it's 20-foot container, it will be about 180 or so. 1 ton makes about 28.9 sacks. Or this will be 69 kilos each. That's the capacity. Okay, and
So
of course we have another.
Green and roasted. You sell green and roasted.
If it's roasted, it will be less because the coffee expands a little, so it's about 20% expand. So the coffee, if it's roasted, will weigh less. Let us say that 55 pounds of roast coffee, then or tostado, then we will have about 69 green coffees. So you will have about 20% loss in there. If you want to, from green coffee to make it toasted or roasted, you will lose about 20% on bulk, actually on weight. So you need more coffee to make the 69 kilos because it will be less waste. Yeah, less weight. And that's what it is. Of course, we have a good coffees from Brazil. That will be the Terre State. That will be a bourbon type of yellow cherry. These are sweetest instead of the regular red cherry bourbon. Okay, so that's the difference. But we have Caturra, we have bourbon, we have almost all kinds in Mexico, and mostly in the areas of Veracruz, Chiapas, sometime in Guerrero, you know, Acapulco. Actually, there is almost the cooperativa there are about sea level, 65 meters. But they bring the goods from up the altura, the high sierra. They bring it and they do all the work right on the close to the sea level. But actually, there will be all the coffees. They come mostly about for being organic, even if you don't do nothing at all. That's organic. That will be about 1,200 metros over or above sea level. That's what it is. That is why you get the coffee. You get it from high altitudes. Okay, you can get it from about 800 above sea level, 900, but not as good as the ones that they are high above. Okay, so I think that's it. And this is Burford Coffee, B-U-R-F-O-R-D, Burford Coffee, and we call them La Gran Cosecha. That's the great harvest, the name. Okay, and we have, of course, I told you all the Maragos. We got actually the Marago start to plant it this year. So for next year there will be enough Marago. This is just 3 years ago. The people start asking for Marago, and they don't have Marago, so they got to plant it. So now they are doing the plantation, the cultivation, and ready for next year. Probably we will have good coffee available.
Okay, thank you.